Is it really spying if they put it out there in public? So probably 3 years ago, I'm working with a girl. I'm working with a girl named Krista. And Krista was a sales closer. So that's what she did. She did high ticket sales. And that's all she focused on. And so when she had a client that was coming on board, a prospect that was coming on board, what she would do is a little bit of homework before. She said, Wayne, I like to spy on my prospects. Now, I can tell you, maybe I'm just too busy and I've never done this, but it worked for her. But what she would do is actually get their email address, because that shows up on Google Calendar. And she would take that email address and she would run it through Google. And then she had another software. I don't remember the name of it, but it was a free software or plug-in. And it would basically show her all the social media channels. She said, Wayne, I want to find out what she's interested in or he's interested in, but I really want to find out their state of mind. Okay, because the best of times and the worst of times. She said, if I know I can work with them and present my product based on their general consensus or the way they display their attitude. She said, so if I go to their Instagram or Facebook and it's positivity, there's encouragement. It doesn't take long to scroll. You know, you've scrolled Facebook and saw people that were positive and helpful, and you're like, I like this person. I'm also sure that you've scrolled Facebook or Instagram and saw people that were negative, like bad outlook on life or drama. And she said, I don't want to work with those people. I want to work with people like me. So, but she wanted to sell both, right? So she said she scrolls through and she sees someone that's really negative, pessimistic, fearful. She said, I begin my pitch by the worst of times, not the best of times. If somebody's positive, encouraging, they've got Tony Robbins quotes, they've got, you know, things that are positive. She said, then I'll pitch the best of times. Now, what does that mean? Well, see, we really have this understanding of the best of times and the worst of times. 2008, I'm going to roll back. 2008 was a horrible time for a lot of people in a lot of different sectors of business, especially real estate. 2008, however, was one of the best years in my career. I was not in real estate. I was in another industry. And in 2008, it was one of my best years financially. And really not just financially, but actually set me up for future financial gains. But for a lot of people, it was the worst of times. Now, we go through COVID. For many people, COVID was the worst of time. For some businesses, maybe Zoom, Zoom.com, that was the best of times. But the reality is, what Krista was doing was spying on her prospects. So she would, again, I say spying, she was going through their feed, kind of get a little bit of feedback. Then on the initial call with them, she was trying to determine if they were towards focused or away focused. Are they looking for heaven, positivity, or are they trying to get away from hell, negativity? She said, so I asked elicitation questions, but before I even did elicitation questions and statements, I went back and looked at their profiles. So she kind of knew them. If someone, let me just give an example here. This is just a general statement, but something very important. If someone is very pessimistic, very negative, pessimistic, fearful, then you want to sell the security. You want to sell comfort. You want to sell peace of mind. You want to sell the lifeboat, the life raft, instead of the Titanic cruise. If they're positive, you want to sell the Titanic. You want to sell the dream. You want to sell the trip, right? You want to sell the plane ride to Tahiti. Or do you want to sell the parachute? This is very important. She said the best of times and the worst of times. And it kind of all goes back to where that person is. So I'm not going to say go spy on your prospects or your clients. What I will say is look at your own feed. Look at what you're placing out there. If someone was to take a look at your social media, would they see positivity and happiness when they sell you on a dream? Or would they see negativity, drama, despair, hell on earth, and would they have to sell you a life raft? Either way, hopefully this has been helpful for you. Remember, the best of times and worst of times, that's subjective to the person, not necessarily your opinion or your viewpoint or the world viewpoint is their viewpoint. So go out there, influence others, influence yourself, impact the world, make it a great day.